There's always a line in front of the Capitec ATM.
Yeah, and then this is like so ShopRite is like a very affordable grocery store. Yeah, they buy in bulk so that the per unit cost to the customer is cheap.
So we're walking through an area of Johannesburg called Jewel City, and this is right after we pass through the very gray, kind of gritty, kind of depressing old buildings of the CBD. But it opens up onto this amazing neighborhood. It looks like you could be in Pentagon City or Courthouse or Clarendon in Arlington, Virginia, or anywhere in DC. And you might think that this is probably like the most high upscale, high cost living part of Johannesburg, but it's not.
It's low income.
Ayanda's telling me that this is actually low income
very
area.
Recent, very new. September 2020.
Yeah.
But as I was saying to Nikhil, it's very much this new sort of version of what the city could potentially be like. So young South Africans who are very well versed and educated about what a good sort of city is. And this sort of development reflects that, where the accommodation and rentals is very much affordable, but beyond just where you stay, you're demanding a good quality of living in the neighborhood. I need access to food, groceries, schools, your day-to-day sort of needs and wants are all sort of situated in one place, because again, it's a low-income development, so people don't have a lot of discretionary income. So this idea of I need to jump in a train or whatnot to go very far. Typically cities, you walk everywhere, so this is try to sort of concentrate the day-to-day needs of South Africans or Joburgers into one place so that you can sort of situate your entire life in sort of one area. And it's low income, which is super cool, because it's very beautiful, it's very nice, you can breathe here. There's a lot of space for kids, there's a playground all the way on the other side, it's safe, it lights up at night. It's just like a breath of fresh air in the city. And also just a new way of thinking about what low income development is, because traditionally it's like just stuff people into these houses and you don't care about what the sort of external environment is.
Is it somewhere that people want to live?
Yes, definitely.
That's. I mean, just looking around, it's like I could tell you, like, if I were to live anywhere in Johannesburg, of all the neighborhoods I've seen so far, I'm like, I would want to live here. This is actually what looks most like home for me. So it's keeping in mind that international standard, even when it comes to living.
Yeah, it follow very much like there's a big project in Barcelona that was recently done, which is low income, but like we're going to create an entire neighborhood that speaks to a lifestyle and not just focus on the residential components. Like if you live here, what do you expect from the sort of space that you live at? So this is very much reflective of that, where safety, utmost importance, cleanliness, utmost importance. Can you walk? Can you hang out? Can you chill? Can your children play? But it's still low income, which is something that we don't typically see a lot of in low income development.
Right.
So,
I mean, even in the US, that those don't ever go together.
Yes.
And it's quite amazing. Ayanda was telling me for about like a studio apartment goes for less than $200 a month.
Yes.
And then a 2-bedroom apartment for a family is about $500.
Between like $450 to $500.
Okay. So that gives you a range of what low cost means here in Johannesburg. But it's amazing. I'm very impressed.
It's super cool.
Walking through Maboning area of Johannesburg, and the weather here is almost giving me post trauma of Seattle weather. Where it just starts raining out of nowhere, and so I'm gonna stop filming again. But I thought I skipped the rain in Seattle, but I thought I was gonna get like some nice summer weather, but I guess summer means rain here.
It's all over the place because there's a dark cloud above us. As soon as this clears, it'll stop raining.
I guess I need to keep my rain jacket with me.
All the way here to Yeoville, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be an experience. I'm happy to meet you and make naughty drinks, make amazing food, and make desserts, make stories, and make more drinks. And then tell your driver to wait longer so that we can drink some more. And when the power comes back, we'll be saying we don't want it anymore. We'll be having fun in the dark and all of those things, So I will start and check, because we're all migrants here. I'm from Soweto, others are from Harare, and it's nice. It's like Sophia town. We are just a nice mix of Africans struggling together. But other people don't like it. And you guys on 702 always come. But now I see it's all off everywhere. The whole city is dead. The whole decay is spread on to Senti now. There's no shading everywhere. There's no water. So I think Yeoville then will be an answer in the future again, because here we've been coexisting with or without for long. We still make a good dinner even after all. When other we are still scraping. Thinking, I'll use the microwave. There's no power. I'll use the stove. There's no power. Even now the tap doesn't work without power somehow. It affects the water. So we are always sure here and fine. It's always an amazing fun. And that's why I've been here as a kid. I went to Wits and then I found out about Yeoville and then I...
What did you study?
And I was doing social sciences. So, as friends, what did you like on weekends? You know, because I got from Soweto and I don't know where to stand. I stand at the floor. You know, I was condemned to apartheid upbringing in the 80s, you know. And I wanted to be a teacher at the same school where I used to study, you know, because our teachers were like imperfectly perfect, you know, like you see them in shebeens on weekends, you see them, you know. My other teacher was a taxi driver, a maxi taxi driver in the afternoons. So we used to go to Carlton Center and you see our teacher parking his nice car and taking clients. And it was a bit, we don't know if it was high or low, but it's your teacher. How could he be a driver in the evening, you know? Another one used to sell in the train stations, sell medicinal things. And in Soweto, you know, he got some portions of things that helps people, enterprising people. They were quite normal. So when you grow up, you also then wanna, it's a neighborhood school, I just, if nothing happens in my life, I'm gonna teach there. I'm gonna get a teacher's diploma or a degree, and I like my subject, either Afrikaans or mathematics, you know. I thought I was gonna be a good, impressionable teacher in the neighborhood. I'd already chosen the drinking holes or the shebeen where some of my uncles were drinking. And then you rate your uncle, this one always comes back too finished. The other one is not good to his wife, but this one seems to drink but still comes home collected. So I'm gonna drink where he drinks. It seems to be, you know, because we have to choose something out of nothing, our little lives, you know. And you know, and my grand was quite close with me, and you know, and old man is in exile, you know, so my dad is not around, so we always counted. You can't do what as your friend want them to know how cheap it is, you know. You collect 10 rands, 10 rands, 10 rands, and then now I'm the guy with 100 rand, and I get to the mama saying, make us something for 40 rands, like now I know I've got 60 rand. Then I'll go and buy some ganja, and then I'll buy a little CD. When we get to my house, I play music, and we're smoking, and we're eating the foods of the continent, you know, that kind of. So I became this guy in campus, you know. Sansa is a gangster, Sansa is like street smuggling flavors and all of that. So I've been doing this for a long time. It doesn't pay me my money yet, you know, but I hope from tonight I'll be happier, you know. So these dishes I didn't grow up eating at all. This is really like a love letter to the continent from Johannesburg. This dish here, if in India it could be a biryani, if you're in Spain it could be a paella, if you're in Italy it could be a risotto, if you're in Ghana it could be a different jollof, if you're in Nigeria there's different jollof wars, and now we call it the firfir. It's like a very creative rice. In Senegal there's a dish called chebujan. And the idea of chip, it means that the bears eat you were there. You had the best jollof. That's where jollof is born. Jollof is called jollof because of the people who spoke Wolof, who are the people of Senegal. And so I think some Ghanaians went, we call it ogbono, you know, in Nigeria there's dishes that slime called ogbono. There's a lot of dialects of okra. And Americans and the diaspora and us young people, that's why you don't find it in the Michelin star restaurant. But okra now is a slimy African dish that cannot be on the top table. You must eat with your hands. So I've really tried to make my own. And putting capers, making little naughty tomato. In Ghana there's something called red, where you make the tomatoes as red as possible. You put paprika and put them slow.
Hot.
Yeah?
Not hot. Chili.
No. It's naughty but not hot. So it's also vegan, but it's got a lot of those ideas. This fish is from Mozambique. It's like a horse mackerel. We like our fish bony and fatty. We like tilapia, we like mackerel, we like red snapper, we like catfish, we like all the fish that we also do, not king clip or hake, not just that. That's not fish, that's snake, you know. This is good fish. I made a dish around garden egg, eggplant, brinjal, aubergine, with different aubergines. So they come from a permaculture garden, they grow small. Some are grey, some are white, some are green, some are orange, some are still growing. So we cut them out, and because they naturally are bitter, so it's the taste of a chef. So I've played around with them to cook them in different ways, trying to make something like an achar. You know? So it's got like fenugreek, it's a little spicy, but it's actually eggplant. The chicken is like Egyptian style chicken. In Senegal there's a dish called chicken yassa. A chicken that is cooked in a lot of lemons and onions and mustard. It's quite strong.
Oh my god. So it's been such a long day. I just made it back to my Airbnb here in Melville and I don't even know where to start. There was a cat at the dining room there in Yeoville and I definitely have an allergic reaction to it right now. So I'm going through that, but I just want to end this vlog by trying to encapsulate everything that we did today and all the different areas of Johannesburg and what they have to offer. We started off our day in Marshalltown in Johannesburg CBD, which was the old CBD, but then due to white flight and the capital flight along with the white flight, the CBD has now moved, and now it's an area of trying to refocus itself on its new residents, who are black residents, moving into the city after being forced to live in the suburbs under the Group Areas Act, in which, you know, certain races could only live in certain parts of the city, and they would actually need permits to actually enter the city where only white people could live. But now it's the whites who are out in the suburbs and the black residents who are trying to move into the city, where the city is cheaper and the suburbs are more expensive. We see that. Second, we moved on to Fordsburg, where we got to see the heart of the South Asian business community in Johannesburg and how they've had to react and respond and adapt to the changes of policies from pre-apartheid to the apartheid era and then into the democracy era. And then I can't even remember where should we go. Then we started walking through the arts areas of Johannesburg. We started off in Braamfontein, which is a mixed-use area of mostly students and artists right now, and how they're trying to make the city their own. We kept walking through Newtown, and we got to see the old school art scene with its grittiness and its older artists who are still very much interested in using art to depict the political and social rebellion which was necessary to end apartheid. And then we got to keep going, and we saw Maboneng, and in Maboneng we got to see a new generation, a generation which might have grown up with a good university education, growing up in post-apartheid South Africa. They know that they need to expect more from their government, more from their societies, and that they can achieve a way of living which parallels that of Europe, the US, or the rest of the world. They know what they want in terms of their civil society. They know what they want their communities to look like, and they've tried to build that for low-income residents. Sanza is an entrepreneur who knows he cooks well with no formal training. He just learned by watching his grandmother, by watching the other grandmothers of the community there in Yeoville and Soweto, and he learned from them, he learned from their ways, he learned from his travels all around the African continent, and managed to create a platform for himself such that the world's most famous food critics even dine at his modest kitchen. He spoke about Anthony Bourdain and having other friends of his caliber, and what's most important is just his heart. He tries to create a pan-African cuisine that represents the continent's richness of ingredients, flavors, and histories, all serving them on one table. All I can really show you is the dishes that he served, but other than that, it's the stories and the heart and his smile and expressions and his love for his neighborhood and sustainability and the diners who grace his table, and the pride in which he serves his food, because he knows it's good. But other than that, he also knows that his community is good and that it would be impossible for him to be where he is today if not for his community. And so it's that love for Yeoville. It's the love that every resident I've met so far really shows for where they come from, where they belong. That's really what the magic of Johannesburg is all about. Just as our host, Ayanda, told us during our group walk, Johannesburg is a city of migrants. So everyone intentionally chooses to plant themselves where they are. And because of that, they have a strong passion, pride, and love for where they are. So with that, I mean, I can keep going on and on about Johannesburg, but for now, I am exhausted and my eyes are all watery. So I'm just going to get ready for bed, and I'll say good night to you all. Good night, everyone.